it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have 19th ICA Summit boosts digital convergence and investment. Triumphant closing of the Arab Small and Medium Enterprises Summit 2023 under the theme From Resilience to Prosperity. For the international scene, Somalia gets $4.5 billion debt relief. Welcome to our newsroom. The 19th Ministerial Summit of the Horn of Africa Initiative in Brussels was marked by crucial discussions on the convergence of regional digital policies and attractions of investment. The Minister of Finance of Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, and South Sudan, as well as the representative of Eritrea, participate in this meeting, co-chaired by His Excellency Ahmed Shide, Minister of Finance of Ethiopia, and Mr. Margaritis Chinese Vice President of the European Commission, accompanied by the Minister of Finance, Ilyas Musa Dawale, his Secretary General, his close collaborators, and the Ambassador of Djibouti in Brussels, Adan Mohamed Dileita. The discussions highlighted the importance of consolidating regional digital policy with particular emphasis on connectivity. A roundtable with the representatives from the private sectors, European Development Finance Institution, including the European Investment Bank and the IFC, followed to discuss complementary sources of financing. The summit also congratulated the Somali federal government on the successful implementation of the International Monetary Fund program and reaching the IPP completion point on December 13, 2023. However, the ministers expressed concern over the lingering instability in the region, calling for an immediate cessation of hostility. The minister confirmed that the next ministerial meeting will be held in the mid-April 2024 in Washington and mid-May 2024 in Nairobi, with the consultations underway from a head of state meeting in Ethiopia later in the year. For his part, the Minister of Finance, Ilyas Musa Dawale, has indicated that regarding resources mobilizations, the summit approved a total of $8.94 billion with the pipelines of the 10.92 billion in the pipelines, the signing of the EU Alliance program, strengthening the delivery of financing, highlighting the need to maintain the lending pipeline to integrate new projects, including those proposed by South Sudan. Yesterday will go down in the annals of the Franco-Djiboutian relations. The French Ministers of Europe and Foreign Affairs, Catherine Colonna, and the Minister of the Armed Forces, Sébastien Lecornu, were warmly received by the Djiboutian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mahmoud Ali Youssouf. During a working visit to Djibouti, the discussions took place in the presence of Mr. Hassan Omar Mohamed Burhan, the Minister of Defense in charge of relations with Parliament, reinforcing the strategic importance of these talks. In the face of contemporary strategic and security challenges, the two delegations expressed their shared determination to pursue joint efforts. Discussions focused on the needs for a mutually beneficial agreement, modernized and adapted to the requirements of an effective strategic partnership between Djibouti and France. Djibouti's Minister of Defense, Hassan Omar Mohamed Burhan, welcomed the military honors the French ministerial delegation led by the Minister of Europe and Foreign Affairs, Ms. Catherine Colonna, and the Minister of Armed Forces, Mr. Sébastien Lecornu. The aim of this working visit, which took place within the framework of bilateral discussions, was to strengthen the ties of friendship and cooperation between the Republic of Djibouti and France. The Minister of Defense of Djibouti, Hassan Omar Mohamed Burhan, welcomed with the military honors the French ministerial delegation led by the Minister of Europe and Foreign Affairs, Ms. Catherine Colonna, and the Minister of Armed Forces, Sébastien Lecornu. The aim of this working visit, which formed part of bilateral discussions, was to strengthen the ties of friendship and cooperation between the Republic of Djibouti and France. The imposing ceremony of military honors symbolized the official launch of a series of strategic meetings aimed at strengthening and deepening defense cooperation between Djibouti and France. The solemn welcome orchestrated by Djibouti's Minister of Defense, Hassan Omar Mohamed Burhan, created an atmosphere of respect and importance, underlining both nations' deep commitment to their strategic partnership. The ritual of military honors began with the presentations of the troops in impeccable formations, demonstrating the disciplines and rigors of the Djibouti Armed Forces. Military music sounded, adding a solemn dimensions to the ceremony, with the national flag fluttered proudly in the wind, symbolizing Djibouti's unity and sovereignty. Minister of Interior Said Noor Hassan took part in the second edition of the Global Forum on Refugee, which closed today in Geneva, bringing together world leaders, humanitarian organizations, and representatives of civil society. The main objective of the forum was to address the growing challenges linked to the refugee crisis on a global scale. Discussions highlighted the urgent need for collection actions to meet the basic needs of refugees, including access to education, healthcare, and sustainable economic opportunities. Calls were made for greater international cooperation to ensure the protections of refugee rights and their harmonious integrations into the host societies. Concrete commitments have been made, including pledges of increased funding for refugee assistance programs and initiatives to strengthen cooperation between government, international organizations, and the private sectors. However, persistent challenges remain, not least the need to combat the stigmatizations and social exclusions of refugees. The World Refugee Forum 2023 thus highlighted the crucial importance of international solidarity and concerted actions in responding to this complex and pressing humanitarian crisis. The Minister of Interior, Said Noor Hassan, has made speeches at the forums and said calls were made for greater international cooperation to ensure the protection of refugees' rights and their harmonious integrations into the host societies. Concrete commitments have been made, including pledges of increased funding for refugee assistance programs and initiatives to strengthen cooperation between governments, international organizations, and the private sector. The Arab Small and Medium Enterprises Summit 2023 in Marrakesh came to the close yesterday at the Palais des Congrès, marking the end of 3 days of intense discussions and inspiring meetings under the theme From Resilience to Prosperity. The event, placed under the patronage of the Moroccan government and with the support of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, they brought together a delegation of 3,000 carefully selected participants ranging from entrepreneurs to investors, politicians to journalists, celebrated as the largest gathering of small and medium enterprises in the Arab region. This edition follows the success of the first summit in Jordan the previous year. The central aim of the summit was to create an annual platform for empowering small and medium enterprises in Arab regions and beyond, aligned with the regional sustainable development goals. The closing ceremony was marked by the active participation of a delegation from the Republic of Djibouti, led by the Secretary of State for Investment, Safiya Mohammed Ali Gadile, accompanied by the Chief of Staff of the Ministry of Economy and Finance, Managing Directors of the Guarantee Fund, Director of the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship, as well as many of the country's companies and startups. The Djibouti's delegation played a key role in the discussions. Summit sessions explored the regional and international business opportunity for Arab small and medium enterprises, focusing on collaboration between the public and private sectors. Participants had the opportunity to exchange innovative ideas and create a fruitful partnership while examining best practices for overcoming current economic challenges. A parliamentary delegation from Djibouti is taking part in the 18th sessions of the Executive Committee and the 45th Conference of the African Parliamentarian Union, EPA, which opened on Monday, December 11, 2023 in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. The Djibouti delegation taking part in these two sessions is made up of the second Vice President of the Parliament, Honorable Omar Ahmed Waïs, Head of Delegation, and UPA member Nouria Waberi, Hofane, Shukri Ali, Ainan Omar Waberi, Malo Muhammad Musa Otha, and Abdou Sikiye Diriye. The delegation was warmly welcomed on arrival by the Vice President of the Parliament of Côte d'Ivoire, His Excellency Touré Yacouba, and the Djibouti Ambassador to Côte d'Ivoire, His Excellency Mohamed Burhan Ali. The two Vice Presidents reviewed bilateral relations and expressed their satisfaction with the level of these relations, deeming it necessary to double efforts in order to promote them. The agenda for the 80 sessions includes the examinations and adoptions of the Executive Committee's annual work program for 2024, the examinations and adoptions of the draft budget for the 2024 financial year, the examinations and adoptions of the draft agenda for the 45th EPA conference, the draft agenda, and the date and venue of the 81 sessions of the Executive Committee. Heading for Riyadh, yesterday, the President of the Djibouti's Independent National Commission for Preventing and Combating Corruption, Mr. Badria Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, held fruitful talks with her Saudi counterpart. The meeting was marked by exceptional cordiality with the participation of the chairman of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's Anti-Corruption Control Authority. It should be noted that the ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Diayeddin Said Mamakrama, also honored the meeting with his presence. Discussion is focused on cooperation between the two anti-corruption bodies, highlighting the importance of sharing experience and information. The representatives of the two sister nations underlined the imperative of strengthening bilateral collaborations in the crucial area of preventing and combating corruption. During this fruitful meeting, both parties congratulated each other, underlining the value of this strengthened collaboration. They expressed their shared commitment to intensifying joint effort to combat corruption, thereby contributing to the well-being of the citizens of both nations. RTD's flagship show, Jeep Talent, continues. Last night, 8 mixed candidates compete for the selections of the two exceptional voices in the second phase of this captivating reality show, passionately followed by the public in the capital's inland regions and the Djiboutian diaspora via Channel 4 and our social networks. After an arduous selection process, the 8 candidates representing the capitals and 5 inland regions were decided by the jury and public votes by the SMS to 34,920 bailiff Abdul Malik and the jury president artist Aidrus supervised the selections. As usual, on this 5th selections evening, 2 outstanding voices were chosen: Habsan Hassan Idle from the Ali Sabia region and Nuruddin Ali Ibrahim from the Tajura region. These results were announced live by the bailiff at the end of the evening, hosted by Mayram Bouha Kamil and Roda Dahar Muhammad. Umar Bouh and Ibrahim Ali Bari were the guests of honor of RTD's flagship program. Let's discover the atmospheres and highlights of this 5th evening.
Garcia Warkago, gaadhsii warkaaga oo guddoonsi
Again, as part of the Egypt Talent Competition produced and organized by the RTD in close collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Culture, residents of the capital in the three communes, as well as the community, the CDC of the 5 interior regions, followed the 5th evening of the 16th finals of the competition. Some households watched the show from home, while others, including many young people, preferred to follow Egypt Talent live in CDCs in the capital and inland regions. The enthusiasm and patience of young people for the show was palpable, particularly in the CDCs, which are recognized as a center for youth development. RTD teams covered a number of CDCs in the capital and the regions, noting the assiduous presence of many young people, friends and families, members of the 8 young prodigies in the running, not wanting to miss the evening show. Some even took part in the show by sending text messages in support of their favorite candidates. The TV show is a veritable sanctuary from young Djiboutian eager to showcase their art, especially their melodious voice. Since the beginning of this initiative, RTD, a source of inspiration for Djibouti's youth, has been captivating the general public every Thursday evening with the spell-bending melodies of these young people who have come from the capital and inland regions to demonstrate their talents and potential for musical interpretation. On Wednesday, December 13, 2023, the 8th promotions of the International Investigation Director internship and the 9th promotion of the Criminal Identification Technician internship closed their respective internship during a colorful ceremony co-chaired by the Chief of Staff of the National Gendarmerie, Colonel Zakaria Hassan Aden, and the representative of the Attorney General, Mr. Ibrahim Hussein Waisa. The event which took place at the International School for Improving in the Practices of Judicial Police was marked by the presence of the Prefect of Arta, the Coast Guard representatives, the representative of the Director General of the National Police, the Internal Security Attaché at the French Embassy in Djibouti, the military attaché at the Ethiopian Embassy, as well as several gendarmerie officers. Indeed, these two courses brought together a total of 25 trainees, including 14 for the survey director course and 11 in the ICT course, who came from 12 countries, including Côte d'Ivoire, Mauritania, Chad, Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Burundi, Madagascar, Comoros, Togo, Cameroon, Guinea-Conakry, and Djibouti. At the end of the ceremony, the trainees from these two promotions received their diploma from the hands of the officials, as well as the badges marking their success in the said training course. Refreshments followed by the traditional family photo closed the ceremony. The Chief Police Commissioner of Guinea-Conakry, Al-Hassan Mangisila, followed by that of the Deputy Police Commissioner of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ndiaya Kanchisha Lisa. The commander of the International School for Advanced Training in Judicial Police Practice said the 8th promotions of the International Investigation Director It said that internship and the ninth promotions of the criminal identification technician internship closed their respective internship. The representative of the Attorney General said that the eighth promotions of the International Investigations Director internship and the ninth promotions of the Criminal Identification Technician internship closed their respective internship. The international organizations for migration and the United Nations are celebrating the opening of the first UN agency office in Dakhil, a town located 12 kilometers from the Ethiopian borders. This marks a significant step forward in responding to the challenges and developing opportunities linked to migrations in the southern regions of Djibouti. The inauguration saw the participation of the prefect of Dakhil, local partners, and United Nations agencies gathered for a festive inauguration. International Organization for Migration has supported the government of the Republic of Djibouti since 2009, maintaining an operational presence throughout the country, notably with the offices in Djibouti City and Obok. The need for a strengthened presence in the south has been identified in coordination with the government, and another offices will soon be opened in Ali Sabih. These new offices play a vital role in our responsiveness and collaboration with the local authorities to better protect and assist vulnerable migrants and the local population in the Dakhil and Ali Sabih regions. Crossed by the eastern route, the IOM movement traffic tracking matrix recorded from January to September 2023 a total of 65,435 inbound movement of migrants traveling from Ethiopia via the point of Galafi, Yoboki, Ali Sabih, Dakhil mainly to reach the Arabian Peninsula. In 2022, many migrants remained for extended periods in Dakhil due to their limited resources, living outside and exposed to high protection risks. IOM Djibouti's overall strategy in the southern regions is to save lives, build resilience, and provide durable solutions to the vulnerability of migrants and host communities. For his part, the prefect of the Dakhil region said that this strategic aligns to objectives. Mr. Hassan Abdi Roble, the prefect of Dakhil, said that this strategy aligns with the objectives of the Global Compact for Migrations and Djibouti's Vision 2035, as well as the Sustainable Development Goals, given the importance of Dakhil as one of the main agricultural areas of Dakhil. IOM's perspective goes beyond reducing vulnerabilities to climate changes and environmental degradation. The focus on adapting the impact of climate changes and promoting better economic opportunities for communities resonate with the theme chosen by IOM for the next International Migrants Day, which is to unlock the potential of migrants as a solution to global challenges. For the international scene, Somalia obtained $4.5 billion in debt relief. Somalia has secured $4.5 billion in debt relief from its international creditor. The International Monetary Fund and the World Bank have announced that this agreement will enable the country to develop economically and undertake a new project. The agreement is part of a debt cancellation program called the Heavily Indebted Poor Countries Initiative, overseen by the two organizations. By participating in this program, Somalia's external debt will fall from 64% of GDP in 2018 to less than 6% of GDP by the end of 2023. The International Monetary Fund and the World Bank said in a joint statement. Ali Yassin Sheikh, deputy governors of the Somalia Central Bank, told the Associated Press that debt relief under the heavily indebted poor countries for his country initiative was a relief for his countries, which is seeking new funding for public projects. And to close up this edition, violent Israeli bombardment on Gaza North and South in the latest development of on-the-ground violent Israeli bombardment resumed this Friday morning over many areas of the Gaza Strip. In the north and south, internet and telephone services were cut off in the war in the war-torn Gaza Strip, while Israeli bombardment claimed more Palestinian lives. The Commissioner General of the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine's refugees, Philippe Lazzarini, announced that the number of the UN employees killed in the Gaza Strip had been raised to 135 since October 7. The number of students killed in the Gaza Strip since the beginning of the aggression has reached 3,679 children, in addition to 5,429 wounded, while the occupied West Bank, 35 students were killed and 271 others were wounded, reporting that 82 children were arrested. Israeli defense ministers warned that the war against Hamas in Gaza would last more than a few months, as an American envoy arrived to express his country's concerns at the heavy civilian casualties in the besieged Palestinian territories. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan warned U.S. President Joe Biden on Thursday evening on the negative regional and global consequences of the conflict between Israeli and Palestinians. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.